Now, Colin Kaepernick's refusal to stand during the national anthem has gained its share of defenders as well as detractors. The newest detractor is supermodel Kate Upton, who posted these tweets on 9/11 after 4 Miami Dolphin players kneeled during the national anthem. Now, she tweets out, "This is unacceptable. You should be proud to be an American, especially on 9/11 when we should support each other." Wait, you should be proud to be an American? But these people are. Refusing to stand for the national anthem doesn't mean you're not proud to be an American. But I'll get to that later. She continues, "Protest and speak your mind whatever you want. But during the 120 seconds, you should support the people who protect our freedom." But wait a minute, you just said we should protest whenever we want, except for that one time. Okay, now that that's clear. She also says, "Read my Instagram post. They have every right and should protest, just not during those 2 minutes on 9/11. Have every right to protest and should stand up for beliefs. Justice system is corrupt, not the time during Anthem on 9/11. Now, afterwards, she took to Instagram to clarify those tweets, and she writes, "In my opinion, the national anthem is a symbolic song about our country." Now, if it's so symbolic, I have to ask, why don't we sing the third verse? Or the whole thing? I mean, the third verse is especially problematic because it talks about dead hirelings and slaves and how their blood, i.e., because they're dead, right, has washed out the pollution of the other British, the British invaders. See, if you actually look at the history of this, slaves actually were freed by the British. In return, these slaves would fight for the British, as well as hirelings, which are essentially mercenaries, right? So these hirelings and slaves, former slaves, who were promised their freedom under the British, well, they were in Fort McHenry, and their blood apparently washed out the pollution of the British. Great. Fantastic. So that's probably why we don't sing the third verse, by the way. Now, she continues. "It represents honoring the many brave men and women who sacrifice and have sacrificed their lives each and every single day to protect our freedom. Sitting or kneeling down during the national anthem is a disgrace to those people who have served and currently serve our country." Really? So we should just sit down. Or we shouldn't sit down, sorry. She continues, "Sitting down during the national anthem on September 11th is even more horrific. Protest all you want and use social media all you want. However, during the nearly 2 minutes when that song was playing, I believe everyone should put their hands in their heart and be proud of our country, for we are all truly blessed." So basically, yeah, I don't care about your protest. You're going to stand anyway, or else you're being disgraceful. She continues, "Recent history has shown that it is a place where anyone, no matter what race or gender, has the potential to become the president of the United States. See, we have a black president, no racism whatsoever. We live in the most special place in the world and should be thankful." After the song was over, I would encourage everyone to please use the podium they have, stand up for their beliefs, and make America a better place. The rebuilding of Battery Park and the Freedom Tower demonstrates that amazing things can be done in this country when we work together towards a common goal. It is a shame, however, how quickly we have forgotten this as a society. Today we are more divided than ever before. I could never imagine multiple people sitting down during the national anthem on September 11th anniversary. The lessons of 9/11 should teach us that if we come together, the world can be a better and more peaceful place. Hashtag never forget. Now, Kate, I don't think you quite understand what's going on here, right? Kaepernick's protest is not about hating America. It's not that he doesn't love America. It's that he loves America so much that he wants to change it so that we can get to that better place that you talk about. And see, she says, well, we need to come together. 9/11 taught us we need to come together, and that's true. I've never seen anybody come together so much, thanks to anything, than 9/11, right? That's when the nation said, okay, we're going to come together and more. And that was wonderful. And then we also came together and said, let's bomb some brown people. I didn't agree with that. But anyway, her message is that, look, we got to come together. Well, look, we can only come together if we can admit that we have some issues, right, that we need to work on as a nation. And we do have these issues. That's what Kaepernick is trying to point out. We can only solve those problems if we know that they exist. And see, that's why Kaepernick, he's sitting down. And these other people, the Miami Dolphins, are sitting down. These other teams are getting together and they're saying, you know what, this guy's right. There are some issues we need to work on. It's not to disrespect the troops. No, many of the troops that we have are African American and they face the same kind of discrimination that Kaepernick is protesting against. Being a soldier who is black does not keep you from, it's not a shield from discrimination. And they don't understand that. Now, here's the other thing. Kate Upton says that she's fine with protests, right? I mean, she said it all through. Do your protest, except for those 2 minutes. You can't do that protest. But if you do it at any other time, it loses its impact, it loses its meaning. And it doesn't get people talking about the issue that is causing a problem. It's not effective because it's not disruptive. And what's the point of a protest if it's not disruptive? If it doesn't make people uncomfortable? That's the whole point. But Kate, you don't get it. It's a classic case of not getting the point. This whole thing isn't trying to be divisive. It's trying to point out a problem. And instead of working out that problem and trying to solve it, we instead, and I've seen this, attack the messenger. Oh, that Kaepernick, he's so oppressed with his millions of dollars. Yeah, he's not talking about him. Oh, he grew up in such a good family. What are you talking about? How is he oppressed? He grew up in a white family. Just pointing that out. They go after him. They go after his family. They go after his money. All that stuff. They attack the messenger. Another thing to do is deflect the message with, yeah, but black on black crime in Chicago. Nailed it. Gotcha. Take that. Now we can ignore the problem because, well, Chicago. Another tactic they use is say, look, it's disgraceful towards the troops. And this is what Kate Upton was saying. But see, the troops don't celebrate a flag and a song. They actually celebrate the people of the country. That's who they're fighting for. They're fighting for people, not a flag, not a piece of cloth. Okay, they're fighting for the people, man. And that flag, yes, is a representation of the people in our country. However, there are some people that don't feel represented by that flag. And it is their right to protest and to bring an awareness to an issue. And in fact, I think that's the highest form of patriotism. It is to point out the problems that this nation faces so that we together can solve them, so we can fix them, so we can actually do better and create a better, more perfect union. And that's why I sit with Kaepernick.